Hey y'all, simple topic. Do y'all serve the law or do you guys serve God? And let me give a little story about this. So, long story short, this officer that knew that I was getting screwed over by the county. My arrest video is coming out here soon after this, a couple minutes after this, an hour or two after this. Anyway, he knew the county was screwing me over, and I've made it very clear through my indication, through my action, through my speech, much more than that I am not a dangerous person. However, this mentally, something that messed with me a little bit. It hurt, but it's cool. It's just part of the process. What happened was, after all this stuff went down over 9 years, dude comes knock up on my door, ask me, if I stole something from my security boss, JJK Security. Backstory with that. I'm not going to get into it now, but however, after removing me from my home, after falsely arresting me, after illegally entering my home without a warrant, after entering my home and taking things out of my home, and then so he comes knock on my door, asks something is stolen. Well, he hid around the corner of my door because he feared, he thinks he's fearing me, and it hurt me to see that someone had that fear. I could see that fear on him from God. Um, you know, and I got past it, don't get me wrong, but still, to watch a grown man who's healthy, physically fit, like cower in a way, not literally, but to hide behind the corner of your door and then hide their police cruiser behind your dump truck so if bullets start flying out, they got a solid piece of material that they can hide behind. That's sad. Um, so, what I'm getting into in this message is, do y'all serve the law or do you guys serve God? Simple question. And I just need to point this out. This is not a message of violence. I do not condone violence. Violence is not the answer, period. I can prove that, blah, 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 pretty much, Unless a freak accident happens in the works. And, like, I've seen people been forgiven for murder. Obviously, the murder itself was not of God. Um, the sin was beaten, and that's a big long story itself, but I'm not getting into that today. What I'm getting at is that if I would have mentally come to the point of, you better know who the F you're working for if you're going to come knocking on my door, bullets are going to fly. I could have took that standpoint and been justified in the worldly idea of life. He's defending himself, people are doing this to him. Super Silent died because he was right. Well, that wouldn't have been the case. That's why I didn't take that route. I would have not been right because long suffering is a part of the Bible as well and part of our works process. So what I'm saying, you politicians out there who are making these laws, who are stealing from people, who know that you guys are creating these policies and these principles for these companies and leaving all these loopholes in here and then favoring one side of the law and ignoring the other part because someone's ignorant and they don't know, and you guys are screwing them on small um, infractions, even though they could, there's many different variables of that way that I could explain that. But what I'm getting at is these things, these fallacies mostly at this point, that you're creating through the law. Do you believe what you're doing over God? Obviously, some of you do, but I know that you go home and you guys think about this. So, uh, maybe not everybody, but the awareness is spreading, and it will be, just about everybody. I mean, it's the headline news story every day. The politicians, the war, the law. So, I mean, there could be a handful, 5, 10 people, 20, who just don't, know that they're part of some bad operation. Let me tell you, you are a part of a bad operation. If you're, like I said, who are you working for? Are you working for man or are you working for God? Are you working for the people that came and stole my house? Or are you operating appropriately, keeping your morals, keeping your dignity, keeping your integrity, treating people fair. And don't get me wrong, guys, that's so hard to do. It took me a long time to get to the point where I could put all this together and like start to forgive people. And it's not about letting people walk on you. It's not about that at all. It's very deep, and we're getting to it, brother. We've lost a lot of things that we once had. You look back into the 1940s and the 1960s of America, homelessness didn't exist. Homelessness is not some unsolvable problem. They had it dialed in. My dad, when he was a kid back in the 70s, was taking a boat down the creek, river, whatever. They got an hour out, 40, whatever, they got lost. They sent the National Guard out, helicopters from the military flying around looking. I know they send out police choppers and stuff now, but I'm just saying that the military didn't have many problems. And the problems that they did have, they took extreme care to solve them. There was no tiptoeing around. It was, we got someone lost, call out the dang National Guard. Our civilians are in danger. Get out the plane. Get out the soldiers. Get out the police. Get out the civilians. Now it's, oh, look what's happening over there. Oh, man, that's awful. Oh, that's terrible. It's because Operation Paperclip has invaded our country. MK Ultra has invaded our country. All these other countries that have business ties into our country are using our country as a workforce. Whoever owns America owns the workforce. And you can see that clear as day. Look at all the businesses that are shutting down. They're not shutting down because they're bad businesses. They're shutting down because they want a targeted workflow of certain production, and that is what they have shaped and been shaping our country for. That's why my dad's house was 60 grand back in 2000. The house is now worth $500,000. Ain't much changed. The only thing that's changed is they said we don't want the normal American to be able to afford their house, and we want people from our country moving into their homes because, the rich people are going to move their people over here first. We've been seeing Chinese people come up through the border. Every nation, every ethnicity, whatever you want to call it, every type of person from everywhere across the world is coming into our country, and that's, they're doing it to destabilize us. The end of the day, it's all God's country. And, y'all just got to keep y'all's eyes peeled. I know this ain't an overnight process, what I'm bringing up to everybody. However, you can make quick progress. And, God bless y'all. It's all about getting this message out, start making progress. And love y'all. Peace.